everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today is Friday, and it was a full buck moon Friday. We love and appreciate everyone in our military. So grab something red, like my mother's favorite dishes. They have red roses on them, and or wear something red. Drink out of something red. Grab a red Solo cup. But most of all, remember everyone deployed, RED. And we're grateful for all of our military servicemen and women and their families that support them as they defend and protect all of us in our country. Well, let's see what Westwood has to drink and say about the full buck moon right after this. Westwood, how are you doing?
Westwood in the house, baby. His house.
Wood.
His house.
All right. Good to see you. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, hooter me harder.
Oh, Lord. The owls and everything.
Mm-hmm. How many licks does it take to get to the center?
I always heard it was 3. 1,
2, 3.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to retweet this. I got to
do it. Do all.
I'm trying, baby.
Retweet it. And you guys all please help us out by taking this little time while we kind of do the intros. We're going to say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got Warrior, Jim Montgomery, Crypto Experiences by St. Jerome, Light Shadow, Mark Weems, JB Rants, Coffee and Stocks.
Hit the thumbs up. I just did. Finally.
Did I say Warrior already? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
JB
Rants out of Boston. From Boston.
Polly P, Aquarian done napping. I'm scrolling.
Keep those fingers scrolling.
I'm trying to go back up and make sure I hit everybody that made a comment. But while we were prepping, showing. Yeah. Thank you all for jumping in early and talking in the chat. That's great. That helps bring people into the chat room and gets the stream going. So we really appreciate you doing that as well. Grateful.
I was just catching up on the chat.
Mitch, Krypton.
I just like the digibug again. And it's upside down. It's sideways and upside down, just like the picture. Well, it fell off the table.
Oh, God. You got in a car wreck.
Oh, no. I got the picture of, it fell off the table, just like landed on its side, like pictured.
Okay.
Anyway, no, sorry. No, that's why I'm going to get a new car next week, because you never know. You need a backup all the time.
It's good to have a backup.
Backups to backups.
Backups are good. Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's a new car for me. It's not new.
And you're breaking out from the digibug.
Breaking out, baby.
You are trying a new model.
I'm going sideways. I'm sticking with the Farfair-Nugan, but I'm going to go with a Golf. I'm going to get a hole-in-one. I'm going to get a Volkswagen Golf instead of just the digibug.
I thought it was a Passat.
Huh?
I thought it was a Passat.
No, it's a Golf.
Okay.
It's got a little hatchback so I can haul stuff.
Oh, I had a Passat one time, and that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a Passat.
What year was it? Was it in when they lied about the diesel and stuff?
No, it was, I think right before I had kids. So it was like.
Oh, that was, I was going to say a long time ago, but that would not be a nice thing to say.
It was a long time ago. Okay. It was.
Glad you said it.
Like 20 8 years ago. 20.
All
How
right.
old is Zachary? He's he was born in 98. Yeah. So
Okay.
99,
There it is. Well, I
90,
mean, I actually looked at, I mean, because remember,
96. It might have been a 96.
okay, yeah. Was it just a gas or diesel?
Yeah.
Gas.
Well, it might have been diesel. I don't remember. No,
Was it
surely
loud? You'd
no,
know.
no, because I was in sales for Ralph Lauren and Christian Dior for eyewear. And
Oh, that looks perfect on you. Love it.
yeah, no, I had all of Oklahoma, the panhandle of Texas, and half of Arkansas.
Wow.
And yeah. And then I was top sales for like 3 quarters. Yeah. And then I got pregnant. And my husband was like, I don't think you should be driving all over everywhere. Why don't you stay home? So,
And here you are.
and here I am. Yeah. 5 kids later. Yeah.
And still lovely.
Hmm.
Lovely like Queen Lisa. So yeah, I remember when I was looking and I should have bought one. This was when my oldest daughter was just turning 16. This is right after the recall where Volkswagen lied about the emissions and they recalled all these things and gave everybody the option to basically they bought the car back or
Oh.
they'd give you a payout, in compensation for lying about the diesel emissions.
Mhm.
Because they were saying, well, it gets better fuel economy than it did, and then more polluted than they said. But man, they had these Volkswagen Passats all over the place. I remember the Mitsubishi place, which is now the what's the electric car company in Bloomington, Illinois. It's on the stock market. I can't even think of it. Anyway, that plant that was covered with Volkswagen vehicles. That was one of the hubs to where they returned all these vehicles where people took the refund.
Oh.
And you could go to dealers. I mean, I was looking and drove one. It was a diesel. I mean, you could have gotten one 50,000 miles for like 6, 7 grand. And I mean, they were just giving them away, really. I mean, just because there's so many on the market now, good luck finding them. But anyway, no, this one's this
Rivian.
Golf. Yeah, Rivian. That's it. Who said that?
Uh, Crypto Experiences by St.
Okay,
Jerome.
St. Jerome, he knows. Yeah, he's from the area. But yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, these the what I was looking for a TDI, a 1.9 TDI ALH series, which they made from like the middle of 1999 to 2003. They put them in Volkswagen Beetles and the Jettas and some of the Golfs, and so I was looking for one of those because it's like 500,000 mile engine, and so I'm looking for that because the old Digibug has one of those in it, and I made some mistakes on that one. I won't talk about it. And so, I want to get one of those very fuel efficient and they last forever. And so I was looking all over the country on Craigslist and I happened to find one at the end of last year. Well, it happened to be in Connecticut. And I'm like, who do I know in Connecticut? And so it was crazy. And so, it happened to be Charlie G and Allie. I'm just like, hey, guys, anywhere close to this place? You think you could pick it up for me? And how can we get the money to this guy? And so I used Litecoin. We worked it out, used Litecoin, sent it to PayPal. And then, Allie went to her bank account, took cash out, and Charlie G and her drove over there. And then they drive it back and drop it off at this place. And it was supposed to show up here at Westwood in June, but something fell through. So next Saturday morning at 6 a.m., I got to fly out to Connecticut and pick up the Volkswagen Golf so I can drive it back. But, on the way, I'm going to take a few, stops along the
You
way. I'll
said
see a
you're going to get it.
concert, stop and see a friend, and, I'll get home sometime next week, the
Um,
following week.
I'm so excited for you. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a Volkswagen that was called the Thing.
Oh, yeah.
It
The thing, like the buggy on Scooby Doo.
was like a
Remember they had the
Jeep.
little thing
And
buggy?
yeah, it was like a
Yeah, the thing.
big
Yeah.
open
But
thing.
anyway, that's one of the best motors ever made, and I just happened to be looking for one because I got all the parts for it other than the motor and this other old Digibug. And I thought, and so I got it really cheap. I can't even find one. I can't even find the motor that cheap is what I bought the car for. And apparently the car looks good. Had somebody look at it. And so hopefully it makes it back. If not, I've got it overinsured at this point so that I get the
You can
rental car and the towing and so I'll get
and
back.
you can get a flight back at that point
Yeah,
as
I'll
well.
get back. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
But you know what? Maybe I don't want to come back too soon. Maybe I'll just enjoy the ride. I don't know. We'll see.
there you go. You
Enjoy the journey.
put your canoe in a different river and see where you go.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
All right. So that's
Uh,
a story in a microcosm.
oh, I love it. That's good. Yeah, there's a lot happening right now for sure. I have several stories in my head, or several uh, news things in my head right now. So we all saw the tragedy in um, Texas this week, and there was also flooding in North Carolina again.
And
Um,
then what, Atlanta had some issues, was it?
yeah,
Downtown Atlanta, was it Atlanta or
Fort
Boston
Smith
had some flooding?
here in Fort Smith. Um, Also, New Mexico, which that's where El Zorro Ranch was, the Epstein Ranch. The same day that the Kerrville flooding happened, there was a huge arrest roundup. The Texas Democrat Party leader was arrested, along with many mayors and judges. All of this was associated with voter fraud for 2020. The story did not go anywhere, hardly. But I'm talking like more than 20 people were arrested. Um, and the fact that the leader of the Texas Democratic, and they call it Democratic, I know we say Democrat, but they identify as Democratic. The leader of the Texas Democrat Party was arrested the day of that giant flood, along with mayors and judges, and you don't hear about it on any news station.
No, of course not. Sounds like a big sweep.
Something's wrong. Um, there's, I mean, I
Oh,
posted in the
you had
Telegram.
me at Democrat.
Yeah,
Just say when it would say something's wrong.
yeah, and voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. So you guys can go to the Telegram group. There's a link in the description. It's free, open to everyone. I share a lot of information there. If you'd like to support the channel, I would appreciate it. You can go follow me on Patreon. I did a show this week, spread all my crazy woo thoughts about some things that I was sharing, and yeah, it costs less than $1 a show that I do on YouTube a month. Um, and I appreciate that support. If you'd like to do that, that would be great. You can private message me anytime and connect with me that way. But anyway, but in the description below, you can jump in and see. Shows their pictures. It shows their mugshots. It shows their names, and says that they
I'm
were.
going to join that just so I can private message you, after I get off Spaces tonight, and I've had way too much to drink. And if I would have known that, I would have joined much earlier.
Well, there you go. Send me a message.
Lisa.
There you go. Send me a message. Yeah. Um, but I'm just thinking, like, how is the news not sending that out? And of course everyone wants to be mad that the Epstein list wasn't sent out, whatever. But we watched, and once again on the free Telegram group, I have been posting and sharing, and been sharing here on the show, where like 6, 10, 20 people are arrested for doing horrible things to short people. And there have been arrests and roundups and all this kind of stuff. And maybe they don't literally say, like, oh, this is associated with that, but maybe that's where that information came from. We don't know.
Right.
You know.
What's your opinion? What do you think that is? Why they chose? Because we all know there's a list. We all know that people flew on the plane. We all know that they did things. What do you think the reason is for playing this little,
Those arrests
the
to happen on that same day.
yeah, the theater game to where they release it to the public, like, oh, nothing to see here. What do you think the motivation behind doing that is? There's got to be a reason because it's pretty obvious that it's like, wait a minute, that's BS. We know that he was doing all kinds of stuff, and then we have Cash Patel and Bondi and Bongino coming out and saying that well,
I kind of think it's partly because we
because it's
know.
all theater. I'm just curious what the
So
the
they have
reasoning is.
said out loud that it was a CIA op, right? And that we're now seeing that the CIA is not what that it's spying on Americans, right?
Right, and they're not
Um,
supposed to be internal. They're supposed to be external, which they're not. But
right. But even the FBI is supposed to be internal, right? But we're seeing that. And today there was they were talking about no plea deal for the mastermind behind 9/11, which I don't think a lot of people believe that was what they want us to believe, the narrative on that. More and more people are waking up all the time. And for us to have to hear, and now they've come out and said that the CIA was involved in assassinating JFK. So as the people start hearing more and more, and more people start hearing, wait a minute, our own government killed our president or parts of the government, and
yeah,
they start having to unpack that or deconstruct that. Wait, who's in charge of that? Who who would order that? And wait, this auto pen thing happened. And wait, what do you mean Woodrow Wilson's wife ran the government when he was incapacitated? This happened before. What do you mean? These stories are starting to come out about our true history.
yeah,
And wait, what do you mean? So this has happened before. So how much power does a president really have?
correct.
And do we even really need a president? Um,
Well, that's a good point, and I
it just,
think you're hitting the nail on the head a little bit because that was
you
my,
know,
my the answer to my question. You kind of hashed it out because why would they do this? Why would they say, "Oh, there's nothing to see here"? Well, first of all, it's to wake people up because people are like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean there's nothing to see here?" Well, of course we know there's something to see here. What's really going on? And I think that's really what it is because people have not awakened yet after all of this, we're still, there's still a vast majority of people not awake. And I think this is just another awakening. Hello, McFly. You know what I mean? And by saying that, Epstein, oh, there's nothing here. We don't have a list. There's no list. And I think that's really what it's all about, part of the theater. Yeah, so that's just my general feel of why. And yeah, you can get pissed off. I'd be mad if I looked at it on the surface and said, what? You're telling me, we've seen this all over the place. So we've seen Epstein lists, we've flight logs, we've seen all these things. What do you mean? You're telling me nothing happened? We got a woman in prison, because she was engaged in child trafficking. Well, somebody was trafficking. I mean, somebody was benefiting from this. It's not just, oh, well, he had pedophilia on his own personal hard drive, and that was all he had. I mean, come on.
but
You really
now,
believe this?
yeah, but now we're learning that it could have been that most likely it was a bribery tool of our own government
Oh, I think so.
to entrap people to be able to control them.
Absolutely.
And it was from our designed by our own government and in connection with Israel. We're
Yep.
hearing that Israel is the one who has all the information and that actually controls that information. And so, and then we're hearing, oh, but Grok said that. And so the new Grok 4 said that. And it's so incredibly intelligent. Elon thinks it's the most intelligent ever. It can solve all these very complex problems, but it's anti Semitic. So, is it brilliant or is it anti Semitic or is it both?
Well, it's brilliant because it is. Oh, wait, no, I shouldn't have said that.
I I don't know. I'm asking a question.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. So yeah, that's an interesting thing too. The whole Elon Trump debacle, the whole argument thing.
And do
It's
we have freedom of speech or not?
yeah. Well, that's a
And
good
is there
question.
freedom of religion or not? Or do we all have to bow to Israel? That's another question,
It's up to us
because either
to
you have
determine.
religion or not. And
Yeah,
if I'm told that I have to bow to Israel, or I'm quote anti-Semitic, then I don't have freedom of religion either.
correct. Absolutely, absolutely correct. And that's that's the big thing. I mean, that's a hard one to break, and so you've seen it kind of. The walls have been cracking, so to speak, around that whole thing because that's always been because you can always go back to World War II and say, oh, we've suffered so much as a people. How can you possibly say that we're doing anything wrong? Look at the abuse we've taken. Now, I'm not talking about the people, I'm not talking about the religion, because
Right.
what's been hijacked is the government. It's
Right.
just like us, here in the US. You can say you're an American. It's like, hey, I'm proud to be an American.
Right.
However, my American ideals don't necessarily align with the people that govern the government, and
Right.
so I think it's the same situation there in Israel. They've got their beliefs, through religion, and as a culture in some instances, but as a government, that doesn't necessarily represent the people.
Well, and if
And I
you
mean,
look
but it's hard
at
to crack because they always say, no matter what you say, if the government does something, hey, we're going to go bomb, 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 bomb Iran, and it's like, well, that's anti Semitic if you disagree with me. We need to be able to kill these people. And, the people might say, well, I don't want any part of this. Just like, I don't want weapons to go to Ukraine. It's like, yeah, but you're part of the US. And it's like, yeah, I live here. However, that's not my policy. And so I think it's the same kind of thing. But it's hard to crack because, it's always been this, you just get beaten down, Nazi, I mean, just because you disagree with somebody, or a policy coming out of there. And I think that's starting to unwind. And I'm seeing more and more that people are more, zeroing in on, no, wait a minute, no, it's these people doing those things. It's not the people, it's the people running things that are doing it. And that's not really a good thing, what you're doing. So we should be able to criticize that without being called an anti-Semite. And I don't even know if they're really Semitic, those people, that are doing it. So
right.
it's like, it's just a mind F,
The
and
people
but
the
that's the
people
thing. They got us all confused, as far as I don't even know what's happening. And so you're just like, okay, I'll shut up. And that's what they've gotten away with.
Mhm. But the people quote running things used to have to ask we the people by having war bonds or whatever
Right.
to have the
Correct.
which was kind of like voting with your wallet,
Uh-huh.
to be able to fund that, to make those decisions.
Yes.
Now they go around us with these, yeah, the printing machine
Yes.
and the black budgets and all of that kind of stuff.
Or
And
like Vic says.
that's right, click the mouse, just like Vic says. Yeah, and they go around us, and then they don't have to get we the people's say, which once again is another way of not having representation, um,
Correct.
of
Right.
we the people.
Right. We need more Boston Harbors and more tea bags.
I think so.
Somebody needs to get teabagged real hard. So it's one. I mean, really, though, you think about it, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we have no idea where this money goes. And it's not even money. It's not even real money. It's just created out of nothing. And then they just jam it to you, and just take your energy away when they can print everything they want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and unfortunately, we get the fallout of it in
you get the
inflation,
blowback.
and they get the fallout of it in, war and death. And so ultimately, we the people on both sides get the fallout, whether that's, like I said, death or inflation. Um,
So how do we
and
fix that, Lisa? How do we exit that vampire casino and quit funding it
I
and
think
quit
that's
participating?
I think
What do we
that
do?
is things like what I am was trying to teach us with the agorism, and that's creating parallel systems, which is what Satoshi was trying to teach us before the maxis came and hijacked Bitcoin with the hodl, hodl, hodl crap. And I think that's where Litecoin is the right coin as the means of exchange, because it does have low fees. It has scarcity. It has privacy options when privacy is the right choice for your family, but it also has a public option when you need things like smart contracts, selling a home, buying a car, and you need to be able to make a transaction publicly so that it's documented, you
Right.
know. They have the
Exactly.
gaming stuff with NFTs. Um, there's so many great options with Litecoin. It's peer to peer. We don't need the banks. We don't need Wall Street. We don't need things to be derivatized. Um, we need real assets that can exchange peer to peer in free markets. So that we know the value of something. We were just talking about we're having a lot of action on. We're trying to sell our house in Oklahoma. We're having a lot of action on the house, and like, man, it'd be awesome if we ended up in some bidding war, because one of the benefits is that they waive the
Appraisal.
appraisal. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you were telling me, yeah, because that shows the true market value, because you have
Right.
multiple people bidding on a
All right.
property. So
You've got a real market, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking
that
for a market to determine what the price is, and so that's why they do comps. Oh, well, this one's similar. What did it go for? So, okay, so they're trying to gauge the market. Well, you don't have to gauge the market if you got a line of people trying to buy the house and they're bidding it up. It's like, okay, well, obviously, there's demand in the market, so why do I need to appraise it? They're self-appraising because they're bringing money to the table.
yeah, no,
That's
I
what
mean,
it's worth.
and that's where, when we're exchanging peer to peer, that's where I love like the thrift eBay business thing that we do. Like, we have so much fun. It's my husband and I turned a hobby into a small business.
Mhm.
And that's the other thing IM was teaching us about, is like these multiple streams of income, which is in Cliff High's data, that is kind of a future thing of people having multiple streams of income. Um, and you can go watch some I am for I am and I's old videos, but these micro, he talked about micro streams of income, and I believe that's in Cliff High's data as well. But this it's this, like, if you look on eBay, if you're looking for an item, and you're wondering what the fair value is of it or whatever, don't just look at what people are listing it for. Go to the filter and hit search for sold items, and
Yep.
it'll also put completed items, and it shows you in the last 90 days how many of those similar items and what they sold for.
Yep.
And that's the true market value of what that item is, how many of them
Correct.
sold. And you can even do like a division thing of like, okay, well, how many are currently available, and then how many of them sold in the last 90 days, so you can
Right.
get a ratio of, okay, well, how likely am I to sell this item? If none of them have sold and there's 20 of them listed currently, don't pick that thing up, because it's not going to sell.
Well,
You're just,
exactly.
you know, so it's really interesting to like kind of see this game and see what the true market value is of something. And I don't know, I just really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to see what the free markets bring.
That's what I was just thinking. That was the phrase in my head. The free market. I love the free market because it fixes everything. I mean, it really does, because it tells you what the true value of things are, because it's what you're willing to pay. It's what someone is willing to pay. What energy are they willing to give for something? And that's how you fix all this stuff. Because, okay, well, first of all, you got to fix it with a finite supply of money, or a limited supply of money that is fixed, so that increase in inflation. But it has to be defined, and that's the thing. Once it's defined, and then you can determine what the price of things are. Right now, it's undefined. In 2020, I mean, you could buy fine cuts of steak for nothing because all the restaurants shut down and they had all this steak, and it's like, well, we can't put it to the restaurant. So it's like, everybody come get it, whatever, buy it for pennies on the dollar. And then once you have a market again, well, it's supply and demand. And it's just that, okay, so think of solar panels, wind farms. If you don't have government subsidies, would we have any wind farms? Would we have any solar farms? Because you're competing with the free market, and it's really not as efficient because it's not on demand as something like natural gas or oil.
Hmm.
And so, but then government comes along and says, well, we're going to subsidize this and give benefits, and and do these things, but that's not a free market. That's not real demand. And so that creates this whole industry that then changes 4 years later, because I mean, it's just like this all the time, and it's disruptive. It's not a good thing. And but if you had a free market, and yes, you need some regulations for pollution and different things, but that should be very limited. You've got to allow innovation. You've got to allow people to come up with ideas to put onto the market. And okay. Let's use Litecoin for existence. For example. All right. So we've got Sad Frog, who is I got a Sad Frog ticker showing up.
I
You got my green Sad Frog. I know.
love him.
I know, and
He's my little pirate one. He has a little knife.
I know, I love it. I'm glad you have it. I am. Lovely
Thank
LiteCoinLisa has my Sad Frog.
you.
So among other things, but it's many other things.
I didn't
But
leave your sweatshirt. I did leave your sweatshirt.
thank you for that. But if
Yeah.
it were October, you probably would not have.
I know I left it that one year.
Did you?
Yes, remember?
It's somewhere. Yeah,
I left it.
I don't know. Somebody probably walked off with it. I should have taken it. Rather you have it than somebody else. So anyway, it comes down to you've got Sad Frog is innovating things. I've been talking to him on Spaces, and so he has a Litecoin ticker that shows the price. It can go on the bar, and he wants to get the finished product. And I said, no, send me the prototype. I'll buy the prototype. I want all the prototypes, and I want the finished product. I want all the things. And so it's going to show up here in the next few days. And I want to fund those things. I mean, I want to fund the innovation. I want to be that patron, you know what I mean? That allows people, or at least helps to fund people to build things. And he's excited. He doesn't care. And it's just like, but it helps give him seed money, and I get something out of it. It's collectible. There's one of 5, prototype 1. And I like that. I love that. And it works, but it's not the finished, polished product. I said, I don't care. Sell it to me. And I want it. And that's really what it comes down to. That's the market. I reward innovation. And I mean, we wouldn't have the Sistine Chapel unless we had, I don't know, the Medici family or something. I don't know, I got my timelines wrong, but you've got to have people that fund this stuff, that fund art, that fund creativity. I mean, what better than that? And we didn't have. Do we really need banks to take out loans for all this stuff, or do you say, "Hey, do you like this product? Yes, I love this product. I would love to throw money at this, that I don't have." But it's one of those things to where it's like that's what you do. I mean, that's how you spur innovation. That's how you create this marketplace, and then when it gets to the finished product, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have one." And to be a part of that is a wonderful thing, because and to pay with Litecoin's even better, because it
Yeah.
builds the ecosystem. But that's what it's all about. It's all about us. I mean, it really is. It's about our energy and how we choose to use it outside, like you said, build a parallel system. That's what you need to do. You need to put your energy into those things that actually do something and create something, rather than, well, we're going to give you a 6% increase for the Chicago Teachers Pension Fund just because you got a union, that, and then, you got the worst education, arguably one of the worst in the country. Okay. So what did you do to earn this? What value do you bring to the table? I mean, how many administrators do you have? I mean, give me a break. So I don't know.
No, I'm with you.
Like going to the store and buying a steak, or and paying 10 times as much as you would go and buy a side of beef.
Well, and those
From a local farmer, where how it's created and grown. I mean,
and so much of those pension funds, like they're not making those decisions for themselves. It's in a fund that some
they're buying treasuries.
advisor is moving around for them. Yeah, and then they end up losing their tail because the advisor made the wrong turn for them.
And they still get paid.
Well, they get paid.
Absolutely, they get paid.
Well,
they're out on the Hamptons and having their good time. And
yeah, no,
it's a good thing I didn't go into politics, because that was going to be my first career, and I backed off and said, you know what, I really don't want to get into this. I'm going to change the things that I can change. And yeah, otherwise I'd probably be on an Epstein list or something. You never know.
I doubt it. However,
Probably.
probably not. You'd just be a very unsuccessful politician.
That is successful to be an unsuccessful politician, actually.
That's right. That's right. Um, crazy, crazy stuff. Um, what was the other stuff? Oh, there's so many other things that I want to
Be a
talk about.
Thomas Massey.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about. So these people go
He's
through
got a
these.
weird vibe to him. I mean, so I don't know either. I
Well,
mean,
they
you know,
transitioned him to central casting yet. I can't tell where he is on the. I haven't looked at pictures of him lately, past pictures, so that may be why
sure.
he's still.
He has transformed a little bit though, but his wife did die, and I mean, you know, so it's like, you know, things happen. So you know, it's hard to say. He's from Western Kentucky. How bad can he be? Probably likes Mountain Dew. It tickles your innards.
That's disgusting. Um,
That was the original slogan for Mountain Dew. It tickles your innards.
there's so many things wrong with that. I just don't even. Okay, we're not going to go
I
there.
think you sent me a sign. Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Oh, no. This is probably not appropriate. Please have children leave the room at this time.
Well, if I could find it,
Cover their
you're
ears,
lucky.
eyes.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. It was like one of those wooden signs.
Oh, they're hanging over by the heater.
Well, I got those, but there's one that says it. Mountain Dew. It tickles your innards.
I
And
did
that was
not.
the original, like 1966. I posted it today.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
did not send you that.
are you sure?
I promise. I did not send you that.
Okay.
That was not what, as Polly says, wasn't me.
Oh, Polly sent her a shirt.
That was not me. Uh-huh. Um, I gotta make everybody's shirts before Christmas. I have my
In
whole.
Westwood. All right, I got bad news.
What's
I
that?
got bad news about Westwood in October.
Oh, good, because I was gonna have bad news
Oh,
because I didn't
okay.
think we were gonna make it.
Well, Westwood in October is still going to be on,
Oh,
but the problem is it's not going to be at the Room in Metamora because unfortunately, Dave, the owner, he was in hospice and he died. He passed away here this week.
oh my goodness!
Yeah, it was pretty
I'm
quick.
so sorry. That is
I
wild.
know it's horrible. I mean, you know, it's just so I don't know what's happening with that bar. Um, I don't know. We'll find out. So, I mean, up the road, there's another one. We can do a public meetup. Worst case scenario is we'll just do a happy hour here in this bar. But I mean, as far as a public meetup, we can always go back to the Pizza Works, but I don't know. You know, it just kind of sucks.
Across the street at
Hanover's.
Hanover's. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, it kind of went quick. So yeah,
Wow.
he died this week, and you know,
Pickle shots to Dave.
yeah, exactly. Do some pickle shots tonight.
Mhm.
Crazy. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going to be at the Room.
Aw.
So we'll see. I'll post it. What are you saying? You're not going to be here in October? You're one of 3 people who have made every freaking
I
event.
know.
This is the 12th event.
Well, it's on my anniversary weekend. You
No,
picked
it's
my
not.
anniversary weekend again. Yes, you did.
It's not.
Yes, it is. You picked
Afterwards.
my
Your
anniversary
anniversary's after that.
weekend again.
We'll
You
celebrate
always pick
there.
either my anniversary weekend or my birthday weekend.
So what are you doing?
Well, I'll be busy.
So,
That's between me and Mr. Davis.
so Lisa's getting busy somewhere else than showing up at Westwood.
Anyway, we'll discuss it, but
All right. Well, I'll be severely disappointed if you don't make it.
we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But anyway.
You have so many more anniversaries to come.
Anyway, Um, okay, now you're making me blush. Let's talk about something else. So this week, Trump told people that he was going to steal little Marco Rubio's clock. I thought there was way more significant, and my friend Skullcap shared this with me. I was unable to have a show because we've been moving more furniture, and and Ron, you're so funny. He's like, I was planning on coming just to piss you off, and um,
Well, I got enough pissed off for everybody.
uh, okay, the clock. Let's get back to business here, people.
It's 7-Eleven, baby.
It's 7-Eleven. Okay. The he said something and it made me think of, so it's the way that Trump said I always listen to what people say and what they don't say and the way they say things. And what Trump said was, and I showed Marco in the rules where I can did he say I can make them give me, or it says something about, now I can't remember. Here I am telling you, I pay attention to what they say, and now I can't remember how exactly he said it, but I'm really tired. But he was saying how I showed him in the rules where I can make people give me things, or I can, what was the word that he used? Like I can take or commission, I can confiscate. Maybe he said confiscate anything that I want. I think confiscate was the word. But dang, if you guys remember, help me out in the chat. I believe confiscate was the word. But so during the time of the Queen, which I think doesn't exist anymore, and all that, but if the Queen came to your home and if she said, that's a lovely dish, Miss Tomlinson, you had to give it to her. That's what that meant. If she complimented something,
I really like that dish. It would go very well in my parlor.
Mrs. Tomlinson, I love your dishes. You had to give them to her.
Yeah.
No questions asked. If the Queen said, those are lovely dishes, Mrs. Tomlinson. Yes, to seize or confiscate. Yes, thank you, Polly. And so, and now that I'm unpacking it, so Trump said to Marco Rubio, that's a lovely clock. I would like that for the cabinet room. And he said, and Marco's like, oh no, Trump, that's my favorite clock and whatever. And so he goes, and I had to kind of convince him. And then I showed him in the law, or in the rules, I think he said rules, where I can seize or confiscate, Polly's telling me, anything that I want. Now remember, in his executive order,
right,
if you were caught human trafficking, what was it? It was 13,848, I believe. It was, I think
it's
it was,
like the end of what, 2020, I think it was.
yeah.
I don't know.
I believe the number's 13,848, or it's 13,484. I believe it's 848. I'm a little dyslexic with numbers, so I may have the numbers
Well, I'm
backwards.
list X6, so we're on the same page, Wonder
Okay.
Twin.
So it's something like that. But if you were caught, crimes against humanity, human trafficking, something like that, all of your personal assets, were to be seized or confiscated and put into the treasury.
Yeah.
So I think he is nodding to that EO. And I think
let's see Marco, in the little bubble bath back in Miami. Let's go to those pictures.
The effing mistake that is going to remember in Cliff High's data, the effing mistake that is going to upend or shame Trump's administration that we're going to see later this month.
Little bubble party, bubble Marco bubble.
So I was on watching Janine and JC because I really resonate with her. I think she has a strong intuition, gut, all that. Like I really like
Yeah.
watching her, all that. And she was pulling cards on what. So John Claude was asking about Cliff's tweet, um, and it's
Oh,
like,
what about XRP? And then XRP went up after I dogged
no,
you on it. Oh no, not that one.
no, we can talk about that in a minute because
All
I
right.
would like to mention that because I have thoughts about that.
Okay, good. I'd like to hear that.
But let's talk about that later. But what I'm talking about is the one where Cliff says there's going to be, he talks about the Club 1310 that is
Mhm.
going to be brought up, and it's going to be the downfall, or it's going to be like a burden or kind of bad for Trump's administration.
Right. Not Trump necessarily.
Not him necessarily, but his
Because he's
administration.
the Teflon Don. Nothing sticks.
Well, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs.
I
You know,
know.
I mean, come on, people. But he also brings these people in or lets them stay in positions they were already in for them to then be exposed. And we've seen that over and over and over and over and over again. And so he's like, "Oh, you did what? Pam, what did you need to say, Pam? Pam, go ahead, Pam. Say, what did you need to say, Pam?
Pam Bondo.
Pam Bondo. What are you bonded to, Pam? Go ahead, Pam. Tell them about it." Anyway, so then and not to make any accusations about Marco Rubio, but it would be
Little
interesting,
Marco Rubio.
little Marco Rubio, to see what happens if he is the effing mistake. Because I thought maybe that Israel might be the effing mistake.
Oh,
Because remember,
he's Marco has always been a big proponent of Israel. He's always, supported them. Absolutely been a big, 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 big supporter.
mm,
Anybody who is a big supporter of Israel in Washington, it tells me they're bought and paid for. APAC thing. I mean, it really is. And so,
which is concerning that Huckabee would be.
that there's different schools of thought on this. I mean, because I know from being around here and dealing with farmers, I mean, it's biblical. They think that Israel, the chosen people, they're very religious people, and it ties into Christianity, which it doesn't, because they don't believe in Christ. Well, Muslims actually respect Christ more than Israel, but we'll just leave that. But it's they think that, well, the Old Testament, it ties into the New Testament, and so Israel's good because we're on the same page. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not on the same page. Just my opinion. But that's, a lot of people fall into line because they're good Christians and they
I
think
know.
that
Yeah.
Israel is, and all
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So that could be that.
I think there's that school of thought.
Yeah. 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 That makes sense.
Yeah. I've been
Okay.
around it, trust
So that could be the 13, because that's what I said. The way that he wrote that, because, Cliff's a linguist. So
me. Yeah,
his
so he
words
can
are never by mistake,
needle in.
just like Trump. Their words are never by mistake. And so for him to write
Right.
that in the same tweet, but in the next paragraph, those weren't separate issues, or they would have been separate tweets, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
And so for him to write this Club
Make
1310,
the tie.
yeah, and then write the effing mistake, I was like, dude, those are related. But Janine was pulling cards on Cliff's intention. And she goes, no, look, he is strong hearted, honest, intended, blah, 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 whatever. And Jean Claude's like, is Lisa's comment that that the 1310 is the Israeli mistake? And she's like, no, I'm not. We're talking about something separate. I'm talking about Cliff's intentions,
Right.
not what this means.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Depends what you mean by the word is. Yeah, it's all semantics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
But to the XRP thing.
oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
What do
Okay.
you think?
Okay. Listen.
I made a little video Tuesday, and I try to be positive. I really do. But it kind of, I don't know, certain things tweak me sometimes and get me a little bring out the edge. And I try not to do that because, don't wake the lion. But go ahead,
Do you want me to go first?
do it.
Okay. So to go first, much respect to Cliff and to Heidi. She's my friend.
Yeah,
And
because I think that's where it came from. Because
she,
Cliff was always
of
anti-XRP.
course it is. Yeah. No,
Hated it.
she is because she believes that the bad guys are still in control, and not to speak for her, but just
Right.
from our conversations. And she's like, the bad guys use gold, then do what the bad guys do, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Make money, because the opportunity's there.
Yeah, the opportunity. Don't be stupid.
Right. Right. You want to make fiat? You can make fiat. Here you go. There's a gift.
But after talking with Johnny and you and whatever, and listening to Brad Garlinghouse's own words, once again, I listen to what people say and what they don't say.
Right.
Brad Garlinghouse has said, we are not beholden to the token holders, and XRP is not Ripple, is not the company.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to, all these people that own XRP want to go, but it has all these contracts and whatever. XRP doesn't have a single fucking contract.
Oh.
Ripple has contracts.
Oh, there you go. Huh.
And no one has done anything with XRP except fundraise.
That's all it is a fundraising campaign.
Ripple has contracts.
Yes.
And that is where I think these people are going to get. And that's why I don't want to, I mean, I need to tone it down because I do not want anyone to be hurt in this, because I believe everyone in crypto is looking for an alternative from what is really the enemy, which is the Fed note.
Yeah, basically.
And so I don't want anyone to be hurt in crypto.
Right.
I want everyone to win in crypto. And so if you've made money on XRP, I think that is wonderful.
Do something with it. Do something good with it.
I hope you do something good with it. I hope you do well with it. But please get out before you get burned, before the ISO thing comes out and you realize that that's not what the banks are actually using, that it has no use case.
No. I mean, I guess, go ahead.
In my opinion, and I could be totally wrong. And if I am, I hope you make tons of money and I hope you do really well. And I wish you all the best. But I can tell you that Brad Garlinghouse said it himself. And I think you have done a lot to fund the Ripple, the company's fight against the SEC. And I think that it's great that some of you have made a lot of money off of people fundraising using that token, but that token doesn't have technology or use case in my understanding.
Okay. So here's my opinion on it. If you think that is going to be the chosen one that is going to align the rails and bring everything together because of all the agreements, well, you just kind of shot that down because, the agreements are with Ripple. I mean, all you got to do is just create another token tomorrow because they created it out of nothing. Nothing. They can do the same thing again. I mean, so you can all be bag holders. I mean, they made a lot of money releasing just a little bit, pumping it. I mean, they still hold like what, 45 billion out of the 100 billion they created. I mean, give me a break. And the thing is, if you want seamless transactions, the government's talking about stable coins tied to the dollar holding treasuries. I mean, that's a real asset, even though it's a debt instrument, but it is a real asset. Governments hold it. I mean, just because Ripple has technology, I mean, that can all be programmed. I mean, these stable coins can take the place of Ripple, or I'm sorry, take the place of XRP like that. I mean, banks are going to issue it, their own stable coins, and the government's going to say, okay, good, buy our treasuries and you're anointed and you can participate in the market and be seamless. What does it have? What advantage does it have over anything else other than hype at this point? There's no fundamental energy that went into creating it. And when that happens on any coin, any ERC20 token on the Ethereum network has no underlying value other than faith and faith alone. Has nothing that's been put into it. No people have devoted their time and created something and built something on it. No, it just got issued. It's no different than the Fed creating money. I mean, it's nothing different. And so, but price can go up. And you know what? If you want to roll the dice and be a gambler and make money, you can make money on it. That's absolutely fine. But I am not in this game to make money like that. I am in
Well,
this game to make sure that value is created and that, everybody can benefit from that. It's just,
and I think when Heidi did the cards on,
and
and I
she's
could,
probably right that it's going to go up. SL just said in a tweet that said, oh,
yeah,
it's probably going to go $4 or $5 this cycle by the end
but
of the
was
year.
she calling cards on Ripple, the company, or on XRP, the token? Because they are two different
They're two
things.
different things.
And that's what I wonder. I wonder
Yeah.
if she was saying like Ripple, and then that's the company that is separate from XRP, the token. Those are not the same thing. That's my biggest point on that.
Okay.
And
Let's,
that's where I think that they may be being misled on what is the token versus the company.
if we were on Spaces, I'd say misled. I'd play a song.
Being
But
misled on that.
all right, so let's look real quick. Let's look at coingecko.com. You can all do this.
They
Go
may
to
have done
coingecko.com.
shares on Wall Street in Ripple
Yeah. Okay.
versus the token of XRP.
So we've got XRP number 3 in market cap behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. So there's a limited amount that it's going to go up. I mean, to be number 1. I mean, it's about half the market cap of Ethereum right now with all the things that are already built on Ethereum. Not that I like Ethereum, but it's pretty built out. There's a lot of projects on it. What's built on XRP? What's going to make it double to be as valuable as Ethereum? And then you got Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin. I mean, because it's Bitcoin. I mean, it's a lot higher for everything to go to. I mean, you've got, okay, look at the stats on XRP. I don't want to be dogging this. I want everybody to get wealthy. I want everybody to be free.
Yeah,
That's all I want. And listen,
no.
I've got my freedom because I can spend this anywhere I want. Nobody can take it away from me and I can send it
It
privately.
also pumped right after Cliff High, who's like
I know.
one of the
exactly
biggest,
the
huge
crypto
things.
gurus.
Yeah, talks about it, and then
And
people
I
are
got
like,
pissed off. I was mad at him for doing that. I'm like, son of a
it's
bitch.
so wonderful. It's doing so well. Well, yeah, because Cliff High just bought some after he says it's crap. The code is crap and it's terrible. And I would never buy it. And then he bought some. So then, of course, everybody went nuts and bought more. Like, come
Well,
on.
I understand. I do. So we'll leave it at that. But I mean, but it's still. Let's look. So we've got a total tokens, total supply, 100 billion tokens, circulating supply, 59 billion. So somebody's holding 41 billion tokens. 40% of the supply. Somebody is holding that. Why would I want to invest in something that somebody has 40% of it that they can do whatever they want with? And yeah, you might gamble and make money. And I mean, it's gone up pretty good here in the last 2 days. Since I made my video, it's done nothing but go up. But I mean, of course. But still, it's like I can't resonate with that. I can't sleep at night. I don't feel comfortable holding it because
I just
don't
think
know what it could go to zero. It could go to zero. Litecoin can't go to zero because I got buy orders at a penny. I mean, I'll buy it all. I mean, and I know a lot of people are going to be buying it 10 cents. Trust me. I mean, it's just,
I just
all
think
these people mining it and putting energy into it and putting their skin in the game. There's no skin in the game with XRP. It's all a speculative gamble on a bunch of hearsay that people think that, oh, they've got this deal and that deal and that deal. Listen, if you want something that works, start using that. That's all I care about. I want use case. And you can say XRP has use case, but where's it being used? Who's using it?
nobody I know
Does
of.
it have privacy? I mean, privacy is going to be pretty freaking important coming up, I think. Just saying. Anyway. I don't want
I
to rant about it. I just, and I love all the people, if you hold XRP, I hope you do well. I really do. But you know what? It is not for me. That's all I'm saying. And I would never, ever tell someone to buy XRP. And that's just my opinion.
Me either. And I just wanted to make sure they weren't getting, and that, Heidi wasn't getting the company and the token
Right. Because it is
confused
confusing.
reading, because they're two different things. And
Mhm.
like I said, even Brad Garlinghouse said that the same thing. And I don't know if that's one of those, the cabal does the whole, where they say the thing out loud, so then they don't get the bad karma back on them. Well,
Well, that could be.
I told you we were going to screw you over, kind of thing. And I could totally be wrong. I hope everybody does well, like I said, but there's so many great projects out there that do good things and aren't bankster coins
Right.
and aren't trying to stab people in the back, and that you could, why why be a part of something with such bad karma? I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. It's
Don't
not good karma. And the,
darkness.
the thing is, you got to, okay, let's look at the charts, the fundamentals. You had XRP hit like $3.30, in the first cycle back 2017, whatever it was. It didn't make the all-time high in 2021. That's not a good sign. That's a declining. And so unless it breaks $3.30, it's a dead coin. I mean, it really is. If it can't break that this cycle, then I would dump that thing. I'd be dumping it now. But you look at other coins that, you got to look at the fundamentals too of the charts and the energy. You look at Litecoin, okay, so it went to, they're on Wix, but it went up to, $380 in 2017, went to $420 on a wick in the last cycle. So the trend is upward. XRP's trend, if you really look at it from the tops, it's going down. I mean, just saying. It had its peak, it had its whole thing, early on. And Cliff, a lot of it was based on his scraping, which is really scraping the future of human emotion. But I just don't see it. I don't see it, and then SL, I saw her tweet, to where I think she said it was gonna, potentially $4 to $5 by the end of the year. That's nothing compared to what Litecoin's going to do by the end of the year, or Digibyte's going to do at the end of the year. And these are things that you can mine yourself. You can't mine XRP. It's not decentralized, and that's my whole problem with it. Anything centralized, I want nothing to do with it. I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. And I don't resonate with it. And I would never get into it because it is just not a good thing for humanity. I mean, hey, I got 1 million Westwood tokens. I'm going to create them out of nothing. What value does it have? Really, nothing. It's just bullshit. And meanwhile, you've got tokens that have been, coins that have been running for 14 years nonstop and 11 and a half years nonstop. And, you can go out and get a little miner and you can benefit and contribute to the network and get, that's just a fundamental thought process. And I don't engage in centralized thinking. And that's really what it comes down to. And you know what? If I don't gain fiat dollars because of my mentality, I don't care. That's just me. So, all right, enough of my rant. I love you all, and I hope you all do well, and I hope your dreams come true. Be
Yeah,
happy.
and much respect to Heidi and Cliff High for sure, and they have many other investments and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure they had a fun little experiment.
Yeah, if you like to gamble, go ahead and gamble, but it's a
And,
gamble and
yeah, and
realize it's a
seeing how
gamble.
people would respond and all that. But I was just like, oh, come on. Of all coins to mention and pump, like the dark ones, the evil ones, like, come on, man. So I had to spread a little light and people like, please reconsider. Don't put your energy into the darkness. Um,
Where's my lighthouse?
like we need to spread more light. Um, anyway, um, too funny, too funny, too funny. There were a couple other things I wanted to mention, but I know we're
Thank
all
you for watching the lovely Litecoin Lisa on Happy Hour. You can join us every week around 5:30 Central-ish Love to have you here. Hit that thumbs up. Join her Patreon, and be a patron. It's not that much money, is it? How much is it? I've been a patron forever. I'm kind of grandfathered in at the low
If you
price.
were grandfathered in, you got in at $5
Oh,
a month.
but the thing is, every time you show up, and you need to show up in October, I got cold Tito's in the freezer.
Yes, I'm very grateful.
Just waiting for you on
We
your
always bring.
anniversary.
Yes. And then right now I have it at $20, which is, I do typically about 20 or more shows a month. So it's like $1 a show that you're showing support for the work I do for the shows and all that. So I would really appreciate that. That would mean the world to me. And then you can DM
Daddy
me.
knows those anniversaries can wait. There's going to be another one next year.
We might. I don't know. We haven't officially
Okay,
made.
Fine. What if there were a private cabin or a house down the road that had all kinds of facilities? You could have a little honeymoon cabin. Anyway,
maybe.
You never know.
We're just trying to figure life out right now. So
all right, that's fine.
Very in the
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll be disappointed though.
I know. We're just we have a lot of things, moving parts right now.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see. Oh, now I'm all distracted.
Yeah, I have that effect.
Oh my. Okay.
Side railed.
Didn't get any really big news. I mean, poison water. Oh, Dracaria World. Yes. If you're not following Dracaria World on Twitter, go follow them. The eggs, have launched. I'm going to be doing a show with Joe Dragon, and we're going to be giving away a pair of keys. So go read the white paper, because that's how they do they'll ask trivia question on the white paper. It's not really long, but it has some interesting information. Our friend Mark Weems has a pair of keys, and so he has an egg, I think. He's waiting on his to hatch. Yeah. And the artwork from that is actually by, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that. I won't say that till I talk to Joe, but it's by some really famous people from a show that a lot of you know. So I'll just leave it at that. It's very cool. Very, very cool. So, and then.
Hey, and big shout out to Robert. I hear you, brother. I see you in the chat. I get what you're saying. Trust me, I do. I'm just a stubborn bastard. I follow my own path, and that's all I'm saying. So we're cool. All right.
Robert. I don't see a
Robert. Yeah, that's his real name.
Oh, okay. I'm
not going to dox him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And, they can share their opinion and we can share ours.
Absolutely. That's all I do. The problem is I share my opinion and people watch it and they're like, just, these are my thoughts that I just happen to turn the camera on, and then you all get to see it. And then, it's like, it's just how I feel. I can't help how I feel. It's just what it is.
Well, there you go. Okay. Yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff. And
don't trust me, trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
Right.
And all these people getting hit by lightning, be very careful outside.
We've got a storm. It's thundering over here. We've got storms moving in right now, in fact.
Lightning outside. Do not go outside. Be careful. Be wise. Be weather aware. And then
I've got my kite and my key ready to go.
Oh, be very careful. And then my friend Darby at 4029 got struck by yellow jackets 12 times, but only 2 got in his skin, broke the skin. So be really careful of that. That was some kind of like almost, it felt like almost electrical to him. So be really careful of that. Yeah, those strikes can be
Got a
really
plasma
painful.
burst on
Yeah,
the yellow jacket.
yeah, those yellow jackets, and you want only the best kind of treatment when that happens. But anyway, we will
Reminds
see.
me of that joke, where the guy gets bit by a snake and you got to suck the poison out. Sorry, you're going to die. Anyway, fill in the blanks.
Scary. All right,
Yeah.
guys, take care. We will see you next week.
Okay, so next week might be an issue. We're going to have to work around my schedule because I have a Shakespeare festival to go to. Next Friday, I'm going to go watch A Midsummer Night's Dream.
So
And
my anniversary, your Shakespeare
hey, I can
thing.
go live. It's just the time might be a little tight and I might be in a weird location. Just saying. I'll do it. Don't shoot tempt me.
You're gonna drink.
Drink? Woo! Woo! I feel good.
Don't tempt me.
That was it. What?
All right.
I thought she ended the show. I'm like, oh, she cut off.
I'm back.
I see how it is.
All right.
No, I'm going to see Shakespeare. Come on.
Okay.
What the puck? It's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
What the fuck?
Love y'all.
All right. Love y'all. Have a great weekend. See you guys. Bye.